My wife defended her best friend's affair, screaming, "Women have needs. Men should just accept it." I smiled and said, "Interesting philosophy." Then I handed her papers proving she was doing the exact same thing. I accepted it by filing for divorce. I, 36 male, have been married to my wife, 34, for 8 years. Things were solid until her best friend started having an affair about 6 months ago. My wife's best friend started sleeping with a coworker while married. Her husband found out, lost his mind, and now they're getting divorced. Pretty standard affair fallout. What's not standard is my wife's reaction. We were having dinner last Tuesday when she brought it up. Again, she'd been defending her friend non-stop since the affair came out. "Her husband is being such a baby about this," my wife said, stabbing her salad. "She made one mistake." "One mistake that lasted 6 months," I said. "You don't understand. She was lonely. He works all the time. She has needs." I put my fork down. "So cheating is justified if you're lonely?" "I'm saying women have emotional and physical needs. If men can't meet those needs, they shouldn't be surprised when women look elsewhere." "That's insane. If you're unhappy, you communicate. You work on it. You don't cheat." She rolled her eyes. "That's such typical male thinking. Women are complex. We need attention, affection, passion. If we're not getting it at home, then you end the relationship first. You don't cheat." "God, you're so judgmental." This is why she didn't tell her husband she was unhappy, because men make everything about their egos instead of trying to understand. I stared at her. The passion in her voice was weird, too personal. Like she wasn't just defending her friend. "You really think cheating is acceptable?" I asked. "I think people make mistakes. I think marriages are complicated. I think men need to accept that women have needs and stop acting like victims." Something clicked. The late nights at book club. The new gym membership she never talked about. The phone she started taking into the bathroom. I smiled. "Interesting philosophy." She looked satisfied, like she'd won the argument. Went back to her salad. I excused myself, went to my home office, and made a call. I'd been putting it off because I didn't want to be that guy, the paranoid husband who hires a PI. But her speech just made the decision easy. The PI could start Monday. Update 1. 2 weeks later. The PI needed 6 days. 6 days to confirm what I already knew in my gut. My wife wasn't at book club, she was at a condo, with her personal trainer, the 28-year-old guy from her gym, 3 times a week for the past 4 months. The PI got photos, timestamps, everything, even got video of them kissing in the parking garage. I sat in my office looking at the evidence. Should have felt devastated. Mostly felt vindicated. And pissed. Really, really pissed. But I didn't confront her immediately. I called a divorce lawyer first. Top-rated guy, expensive but worth it. Explained the situation. He loved it. Adultery, evidence, her own words defending infidelity. "This is good for you. Not great. You'll still lose assets. It's a no-fault state, but her credibility is shot." Filed the papers. Cost me $450. Lawyer said it'd take a few days to process. Meanwhile, my wife kept defending her friend. Loudly. At dinner, on the phone, to anyone who'd listen. Thursday night, we're at her parents' house for dinner. Her friend's divorce came up again. "I just think he's being unreasonable," my wife said. She apologized. She wants to work on things, but he's too stubborn. Her dad shook his head. "Cheating is a deal-breaker, sweetheart. You break that trust, it's done." "That's so old-fashioned. People make mistakes. Women have needs that—" "I've heard this speech," I interrupted, "about women's needs and how men should just accept it." She glared at me. "Because it's true?" "Interesting." I pulled out my phone, opened the folder, showed her dad the first photo. My wife and her trainer kissing against his car. Her dad's face went red. Her mom gasped. "What is that?" my wife demanded. "Proof that you practice what you preach." I swiped to the next photo. Them entering his building. 4 months of practicing, actually. She grabbed for my phone. I pulled it back. "I have copies, and I have more. Lots more." "You've been spying on me?" "No, I hired a licensed investigator after your passionate speech about how women's needs justify affairs. Figured if you believed it that strongly, you might be living it." Her mom looked like she might cry. Her dad just stared at my wife. This is out of context," my wife stammered. "What context makes 4 months of cheating okay?" I asked. "What context makes kissing your trainer in parking garages acceptable?" I pulled an envelope from my jacket. "But don't worry, I took your advice. I accepted it. These are divorce papers. I'm filing Monday. Set the envelope on the table, stood up. Thanks for dinner. See you in court. I walked out, got in my car, drove home. She came home 2 hours later. I was in the garage working on my project, a 1972 motorcycle I'd been restoring for 3 years. Every spare weekend, every spare dollar. Almost done. She burst into the garage. We need to talk. Lawyer said all communication goes through him now. You can't just divorce me. Already filed. You'll be served Monday. This is insane. You're overreacting. I kept working on the bike, adjusting the carburetor. You said men should accept it. I accepted it by leaving. I made a mistake. For 4 months, it didn't mean anything. Then you won't mind the divorce. She tried a different angle. Tears. Please. I love you. We can work through this. Like your friend wanted to work through it with her husband? Oh wait, you said he was being a baby about it. That's different. Silence. Get out of the garage, I said. This is my space. She left, slammed the door. I heard her on the phone immediately, probably calling her friend or her mom. I went back to the motorcycle. 3 years of work. Custom paint, rebuilt engine, original parts I'd hunted down. Worth about $18,000 now. Maybe more. Had a feeling that bike was going to become an issue. Update 2, 3 weeks later. Got served with her counterfiling. She wants the house, purchased during marriage, worth $420K, we owe $190K. Her car, 2021 SUV, payments in both names, half my 401K, half my pension, spousal support for 3 years. And my motorcycle. The motorcycle one made me laugh. She's never cared about that bike, called it my midlife crisis project. Now suddenly it's marital property she has emotional attachment to. My lawyer wasn't worried. She can ask for anything. Won't get it all. The bike's tricky. You built it during the marriage, so technically it's marital property, but we'll fight it. Her lawyer sent a list of my failings as a husband. Worked too much. I work 40 hours a week. Didn't prioritize her emotional needs. Translation, didn't read her mind. Spent too much time on hobbies. The motorcycle. Made her feel neglected, so she cheated? My lawyer sent back the PI report. All of it. Photos, timestamps, video, plus a copy of her speech to her parents about women's needs justifying affairs. Her lawyer got real quiet after that. But my wife, she escalated, started calling my family, told them I was controlling and emotionally abusive. Said I isolated her. Said the PI was me stalking her. My brother called me. Dude, what's going on? She's saying you're losing it. She cheated for 4 months. I have proof. She's trying to flip the script. Yeah, that tracks. She always was dramatic. Want me to talk? I'll call her. Called my mom. She'd heard my wife's version. She says you won't even discuss counseling. Mom, she cheated on me. For 4 months, with her personal trainer. I have photos. Oh. Long pause. Oh my. She's been defending her friend's affair for weeks. Turns out she was projecting. I'm sorry, honey. What do you need? Nothing. Just wanted you to know the truth before she poisons the well. My wife tried the same thing with mutual friends, posted vague stuff online about learning who your real friends are and surviving emotional abuse. Half our friends bought it, half asked me what really happened. I sent the cliff notes. She cheated, I filed, she's playing victim, lost some friends, kept the ones that mattered. Then came the really dirty trick. 2 weeks after being served, she filed for a restraining order. Claimed I was threatening and unstable and she feared for her safety. Based on what? Me being in my own garage when she came home. Me not engaging when she tried to argue. Me leaving her parents' house instead of fighting. The hearing was quick. Judge read her petition. Read my lawyer's response with the PI evidence. Ma'am, do you have any evidence of threats or violence? He's been cold and distant. That's not threatening behavior. That's someone processing a divorce. Do you have evidence of actual threats? He hired someone to follow me, a licensed private investigator, to document suspected infidelity, which was confirmed. That's not illegal. Do you have evidence of threats? She didn't. Request denied. Her lawyer looked embarrassed. My lawyer looked smug. Outside the courthouse, she tried to approach me. My lawyer stepped between us. All communication through counsel. This is ridiculous, she yelled. I made a mistake. I apologized. You made a choice, I said. 4 months of choices. Live with it. Her best friend? the one whose affair started this whole thing, showed up. Started screaming at me in the parking lot. You're destroying her over one mistake? You men are all the same? Can't handle that, women have needs. Security escorted them both away. The irony was beautiful. Final update, 4 months later. Divorce finalized last week. Here's how it shook out. The house, she got it. I moved out 2 months ago. She has to refinance to remove my name and pay me $95,000 for my equity within 6 months. If she can't, house gets sold and we split proceeds. Judge said since she makes $52K and I make $89K, she deserved the home. Whatever. I'm renting now. Nicer than dealing with her. Her car, she keeps it, takes over the payments. I'm off the loan within 60 days or it's repossessed and sold. 401K and pension. She got 30% of what was earned during the marriage. Not half like she wanted. Judge factored in the adultery even though it's no fault. Said it affected her credibility. Spousal support. $850 per month for 18 months. Less than half what she asked for. Judge noted she's employed and capable of supporting herself. The motorcycle, this was the battle. She pushed hard. Her lawyer argued it was marital property and she had rights to it. My lawyer brought in receipts. Every part I bought, every hour I logged, every modification. Showed the bike was my project before we married. I'd bought the frame and engine 2 months before the wedding. Only the restoration happened during marriage. Judge ruled, the bike stays mine. She gets nothing from it. He said the husband invested his personal time and labor into a project he started before the marriage. The wife showed no interest in the project until divorce proceedings. The motorcycle remains his sole property. Her face, when the judge said that, almost worth the whole nightmare. She tried to appeal. Her lawyer talked her out of it. You'll lose and pay his legal fees too. Total cost to me. $95K equity in the house, less than the $115K it should have been, but compromise. $15,300 in spousal support over 18 months. 30% of marital 401K contributions, about $38K. $12,000 in legal fees. Could have been worse. Could have been better. But I kept the bike, my pension's mostly intact, and I'm free. Her situation now? Heard through the grapevine, she's struggling with the mortgage. Makes sense. $52K doesn't go far when you're paying $2,100 a month. She's trying to get roommates. Her trainer stopped talking to her the second the divorce went public. Guess being the other man loses its appeal when you might get named in court documents. Her best friend finalized her own divorce. Lost her house, got minimal custody of her kids because the affair partner was around her children. My wife doesn't mention her much anymore. Her parents? Her dad's not speaking to her. Her mom calls occasionally, but their relationship is strained. Turns out parents don't love when you cheat on your spouse and then try to play victim. She's been dating, saw on social media she's with some guy. Good for her, I guess. Not my problem. Me? I'm okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. Finished the motorcycle, took it for a long ride last weekend. First real ride since everything started. Felt good, felt like freedom. The bike's not for sale. Some guys at a vintage show offered me $22. Nope. This bike represents 3 years of my life. Every bolt, every wire, every piece of chrome. It's mine. Started seeing someone new. She thinks the bike is cool, asks questions about the restoration, doesn't call it a midlife crisis project. That's refreshing. My apartment's smaller than the house, but it's mine. No one telling me I spend too much time on hobbies. No one defending affairs over dinner. No one making me feel crazy for having boundaries. The dating scene is weird at 36. Lot of baggage out there, but I'm not rushing, taking time to figure out what I actually want in a partner. Turns out not a cheater is pretty high on the list. My ex texts occasionally from unknown numbers. I blocked her, usually about the house or money, sometimes trying to explain or apologize. I don't respond. Lawyer handles everything. Last text, 3 days ago. I hope you're happy. You got everything you wanted. The bike, your freedom, your precious ego intact. I hope it was worth destroying our marriage. I didn't respond. But if I had, I'd have said, you destroyed the marriage. I just documented it and left. Big difference. The thing nobody tells you about divorce is how expensive it is emotionally. Even when you're right, even when you have proof, even when you did everything by the book, it still costs you. Sleep, peace of mind, faith in people. But staying would have cost more. Some lessons learned. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore red flags because you want to believe the best in people. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. When my wife defended cheating that passionately, she was telling me exactly who she was. Document everything. The PI cost me $2,800. Best money I ever spent. Without that evidence, divorce would have been way messier. Get a good lawyer, worth every penny. Mine was $12K total, but he protected my assets and my sanity. Don't engage with drama. My ex wanted fights, wanted emotion, wanted me to look unstable. I stayed calm, let my lawyer handle it, and won because of it. And maybe most importantly, having standards isn't being unreasonable. Expecting faithfulness isn't asking too much. Leaving when someone breaks your trust isn't overreacting. My ex genuinely believes I overreacted, that I should have worked on it, that I gave up too easily. She still tells people I'm the bad guy. That's fine. I don't need everyone to understand. I just need to sleep at night, knowing I respected myself enough to walk away. The motorcycle's in my living room right now. Climate-controlled space, locked building. It's not going anywhere. Some things are worth fighting for, some things are worth walking away from. Knowing the difference is the hard part. I'm good. The bike's good. That's enough.